Hey there everyone, how are you doing? Joe Marin here for MobileCupOfJoe.com. In this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe, I'm going to be giving you my full review of the LG Optimus G on AT&T. Now if you follow Mobile Cup of Joe regularly, you will know that, hey, we already reviewed the LG Optimus G. Well, you are right, but that was the version on Sprint. This is the version on AT&T. It's got a couple different tweaks to it that make it just enough different from the version on Sprint that enables it to get a review of itself. So is the Optimus G still a worthy contender in the crowded Android smartphone market, or should you wait a couple more months and get the LG Optimus G Pro? I'm Joe Marin from Mobile Cup of Joe. We're going to find out right now. Before I go any further, please go ahead and grab that coffee cup, fill it up, bring over, and sit on down. Take a swig for a Mobile Cup of Joe. Alright, before we get too far in this video review, I'd like to give a big thank you and shout out to our friends over at LG for hooking us up with the LG Optimus G on AT&T. It's because of companies like LG that make Mobile Cup of Joe possible by sending us these products and allowing us to unbox and review them for you guys, our fans. So big thanks to LG for the Optimus G, and let's get started with this review. So as with all of our reviews, we're going to first talk about the design and build quality of the Optimus G. The LG Optimus G is 5.19 by 2.71 by 0.33 inches, and it weighs in at 5.11 ounces. On the front, you have your 4.7-inch HD display with a pixel resolution, 1280 by 768 with 318 ppi with Gorilla Glass 2. On the top, you have your LG logo, a 1.6 megapixel front-facing camera, and you also have your speaker. On the bottom, you have got your 3 Android capacitive touch buttons, your back button, your home button, and your menu button. On the right side of the handset, you have your power/lock button, and on the left, you have your volume rocker, and you also have a hatch here giving you access to your micro SIM card and your micro SD card slot to expand your memory. I'm going to pop that back into place. And on the top, we have a microphone pinhole and a 3.5mm headphone head jack. And on the bottom, we have 2 screws, micro USB port, and another microphone pinhole. I gotta love saying pinhole. It sounds kind of dirty, but oh well. On the back of the phone, we have our 8 megapixel camera with LED flash. We have our AT&T logo and a speaker grill right here. Now the back has a layer of glass over it, and like the Optimus G on Sprint, based on the way you hold the handset and the way the light's reflecting off of it, they're going to get a different design every time. So overall, I really did like the design of the LG Optimus G. Very elegant, feels very premium, very thin, all in all, very nice design. Now inside of the Optimus G, we have got a 1.5 gigahertz quad-core Qualcomm Snapdragon S4 Pro CPU, along with 2 gigabytes of RAM. Let's go ahead and power the screen on. We're going to go ahead and unlock it. And you can see, just by swiping through the home screens, we're going to go ahead and go to Temple Run 2 to kind of show you how this is going to perform in your gaming performance. So it's loading up Temple Run 2 right now. Gotta love the game. Fantastic. My probably really good addiction right now for Android games. Well, we'll load it up very fast. Remind me, whatever. Never do those. But we're going through, and we are running away from the giant ape thing. And we're tilting, everything's running really good. This thing keeps up with all the games you're going to try out fantastically. Temple Run 2 has some pretty good graphics on it, and it's running it without a hitch. So you're not getting any, oh, we died. You're getting a hitch when you fall down a freaking waterfall, but, you know, when you're not a terrible player, it does run really great. And you can see that swiping through your home screens, everything is incredibly fast. You're getting no lag at all. You swipe through all of your apps, everything just runs so beautifully smooth. So let's go ahead and open up our web browser, and let's go to mobilecupofjoe.com just to show you how the web browser and how the processing speeds work on the Optimus G when browsing the web. So we're on the mobile site. Let's go ahead and go to the full desktop version of the site. You see it's loading up very fastly. We're just running on normal 4G AT&T speeds here. Pinching to zoom in, working pretty good. Let's go ahead and open a full article. And loading up very nicely. Again, pinch to zoom is going pretty fast. This is a really good web browser. There's a default just stock browser installed on the Optimus G, but you also have access to Google Chrome, which is pre-installed as well. Now, on the front of the Optimus G, you have your 4.7-inch screen with a pixel resolution of 1280 by 768 and 318 pixels per inch. And as you can see, everything looks just beautiful. While there are 1080p screens out there that are going to have much higher resolutions, the screen on here still looks downright gorgeous. Colors are very vibrant, very accurate, nicely saturated, text is extremely easy to read, and all in all, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous screen. It's also made of Gorilla Glass 2, say that fast, 3 times fast, which gives it lots of great protection in any case of that you drop it on its face. You're going to be well protected. So the LG Optimus G is also running on a 2100 milliamp hour battery, which in our testing proved to be okay. You're obviously going to get some larger batteries out there with 2500 milliamp hour. We got about 8.5 to 9 hours of use, which was decent. You're obviously going to get some bigger batteries, and it is non-removable. 8.5 hours to 9 hours, not that great, and it seemed to drain pretty fast, so kind of unimpressed with the battery. Now, the Optimus G also has a really, really, really great call quality. You are running on AT&T's nationwide 4G LTE network, and everyone I talked to sounded really great. Everyone on my end, when I was talking to them, said I sounded great. All in all, really, really nice sounding handset. I did get to some markets, though, where I was able to test out AT&T's 4G LTE network, and I was really impressed. Let's go ahead and go to the results. And you see that we got, 10 megabits per second, 33 megabits per second, 29 megabits per second, up to 48 megabits per second download speeds. In terms of upload speeds, we got about 5 megabits, 14 megabits, up to 15.322 megabits per second, which is just incredible. Really, really impressed with the LTE speeds on AT&T's service. Now, as we mentioned before, the LG Optimus G has an 8 megapixel camera with LED flash and a 1.3 megapixel camera, 1.6 megapixel, pardon my French, with no LED flash. Not really French, but 1.6 in the front, 8 on the back. And let's go ahead and look at some pictures we took with the cameras. These are with the rear-facing camera, and you can see that, they look decent. They do look pretty good. This is a very, very awesome picture found at a hot sauce shop in Panama City Beach, Florida. Awesome little reference to Star Wars. And you gotta love WWAAD. What would Admiral Akbar do? That's just amazing. Really awesome. But going on with the rest of the camera part of the review, 8 megapixels is not a bad sensor, but the LG Optimus G on Sprint with its 13 megapixel rear-facing camera took much, much better pictures. While this is going to get you through the day, and it does take some pretty good pictures when you're outside and outdoors with a lot of generous lighting conditions, it takes some decent ones, but if you're indoors with not unnatural lighting, or you don't have a lot of good light source in your area, not going to be the absolute best. So kind of not that impressed with the cameras on the Optimus G. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about some software of the LG Optimus G. Now, when you get the Optimus G out of the box, you're going to be running Android 4.0.4 Ice Cream Sandwich. AT&T and LG recently updated the device, though, to Android 4.1.2 Jelly Bean. So let's go ahead and go into the software information. You can see we have 4.1.2 right there. Let's go ahead and look at our little Jelly Bean guy there. And we're swiping through all of our Jelly Bean good. Hey, that's a candy cane right there. Never saw that before, so that's actually really awesome. Could it be a hint that the next version of Android is going to be 5.0 candy cane? Not sure, but that's really awesome, actually. So since this is running Android 4.1 Jelly Bean, you are getting access to Project Butter, which makes everything ridiculously fast. That tied in with the quad-core processors and 2 gigs of RAM makes this device incredibly powerful. Now, LG also includes some nice goodies. At the top, you have quick settings right here, which you can edit and change around. And you also have access to your brightness right there with the update to 4.1 Jelly Bean, which is really nice. If you hold down on the home button, you can access Google Now by tapping that Google icon right there. Now, you can also access it a couple different ways. If you want to get right to the speaker part of Google Now, simply tap the microphone at the top corner. Or if you want to search in Google Now, tap the Google search button. Now, LG really does include this nice feature on the Optimus G that allows you to actually turn the device into a landscape mode. Now, the Optimus G on Sprint is the only other Android smartphone I've ever seen this feature on, and it's really nice. If you're laying in bed or you're just in a situation where a landscape mode is going to do you better, it's really awesome to be able to access that on a smartphone. A landscape mode is usually reserved for tablets exclusively, so it's really interesting and really unique to see it on a smartphone, but it really does work with that 4.7-inch screen. It's really nice. Now, LG also includes Quick Memo, which is their note-taking feature on all of their new smartphones, which allows you to take notes and handwritten notes. Really, really nice. Now, another feature of LG's Optimus 3.0 user interface, which is layered over Android, is the ability to change the icons of your application icons. So if you just hold down on one and then tap it, you see we have a list to all of these different icons. So as you say, we can select C for camera, and it changes it. Really cool feature if you really want to get dirty and customize your phone. Very, very cool features. So I'm going to be giving the LG Optimus G a 9 out of 10. You will know that we gave the Sprint version of the Optimus G a 10 out of 10 because it had a really, really great 13-megapixel rear-facing camera, which has stunned us all. This version, though, on AT&T is getting a 9 because the 8-megapixel rear-facing camera is not as impressive. And I'm not sure why, but I think the 4G speeds with the one on AT&T seem to drain the battery faster than the one did on Sprint. So 9 out of 10, great quad-core processors, incredible display, really beautiful design. And this thing is currently selling for $59.99 with a 2-year contract on Amazon.com. For that price, you really can't beat it. If you know someone that just wants to get a nice handset, doesn't want to spend a lot of money, this is an incredible steal. Although the Optimus G Pro is coming out very soon, still an incredible handset, one of my favorite Android handsets I have used to date. So that is my review of the LG Optimus G. Please feel free to comment below and let me know what you think of the device and what you think of our score. And that's all the time we have for this episode of Mobile Cup of Joe. If you did like the video, please go ahead and hit the like button if you liked it. It takes 1 second to do so, and it really does help support the show. And if you want to show your support towards the show even more, I'd really appreciate it if you go ahead and hit the subscribe button for more Mobile Cup of Joe videos. And you guys all know that Mobile Cup of Joe, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, and don't forget to go ahead and follow our Twitter account. We're at Mobile Cup of Joe to get the latest updates on everything going on for Mobile Cup of Joe. I am Joe Marin from MobileCupofJoe.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.